Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wives Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. RHONJ. I'm hanging up. Teresa Giudice quickly ended an interview during a local appearance via live video chat on Friday after she was tossed a question about her tax issues. Anchors for WGN-TV's Morning News, Larry Potash and Robin Baumgarten, were talking to Giudice over video chat about light topics such as her table flips on The Real Housewives of New Jersey and whether she's kept in touch with former castmate Danielle Staub, with whom she clashed, when Potash changed the subject to something she was more hesitant to discuss. So you're gonna be in Zany's comedy club, and people are going to ask you all kinds of questions, Potash said. How is it that a family doesn't pay their taxes for years? The venue where Giudice is set to appear has advertised a party with the housewife, Teresa Giudice, event for June 29. The tax question related to Giudice and her husband since 2022, Luis Ruelas, being slammed with more than $3 million in tax liens in March. She was said to owe $303,889, while Ruelas owed about $2.6 million, according to People. Previously, Giudice served 11 months in prison after she pleaded guilty to charges of bank, mail, wire, and bankruptcy fraud in 2014. She and her husband at the time, Joe Giudice, were both prosecuted in that case, and he was deported after his own release. During her TV interview, Giudice appeared baffled by the inquiry into her finances. "What family are you talking about?" she asked. Potash answered, "Your family. Is that what the fraud charges were?" "Ok, I'm hanging up," the reality TV star replied. "That's just hang up. That's it." After Giudice had left the conversation, Potash remarked she didn't like that question. Wasn't that part of the show? Teresa Giudice has never been one to back down from drama. From epic table flips to fiery reunions, the Real Housewives of New Jersey star has built an empire on her bold personality and willingness to say exactly what's on her mind. But this week, the Bravo icon found herself in an uncomfortable spotlight after abruptly ending a live TV interview when the topic of her taxes came up. The moment, now making the rounds online, showcased the side of Teresa fans rarely see: defensiveness mixed with vulnerability. What started as a standard promotional chat about her latest project spiraled into a tense exchange that left both hosts and viewers stunned. The setup: Teresa promotes new ventures. Teresa was booked to appear on a morning talk show to discuss several exciting updates in her life. Between her podcast, brand partnerships, and upcoming Bravo appearances, she had plenty to share. The host began with warm questions about her marriage to Luis Ruelas, her daughter's milestones, and even her ongoing friendship with fellow housewives. Teresa, who is usually animated and glowing during interviews, seemed relaxed and enthusiastic at first. She gushed about Gia's budding career in law, shared that Gabriella was thriving in college, and hinted at some possible new business ventures. Fans watching live noted how Teresa seemed more at peace than in previous years, a woman who had endured legal turmoil, prison time, and public scrutiny, yet managed to keep pushing forward. But then, one of the hosts shifted the conversation in a direction Teresa clearly did not appreciate. The question that changed everything. "Teresa, given everything you've been through in the past, from your legal troubles to your time away, how are you managing things financially now, specifically your taxes? Do you feel confident you'll never face those issues again?" The question hung in the air for a moment. Teresa's demeanor immediately shifted, her smile faded, her eyes narrowed, and her body language stiffened. For longtime fans of RHONJ, it was eerily reminiscent of her infamous Bravo reunion moments, when she goes from calm to explosive in seconds. "I don't think that's anyone's business," Teresa said sharply, her Jersey accent slicing through the awkward silence. "I came here to talk about my projects and my family, not to relive something from 10 years ago." The host attempted to clarify, suggesting the question was meant to highlight her resilience and growth since her legal troubles. But Teresa wasn't buying. "I've answered those questions a million times," she continued, visibly agitated. "I paid my debt to society, I moved on, and I don't need to keep rehashing it for people who just want a headline." Then came the moment that has since been clipped, replayed, and dissected all over social media. Teresa looked directly at the camera and said, "You know what? I'm hanging up. I don't need this negativity in my life." And with that, the screen went blank. The interview was over. Shockwaves among fans. The immediate reaction was mixed. Loyal fans defended Teresa, applauding her for standing up for herself and refusing to be dragged back into painful territory. "Good for her," one fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter. "She's already paid her dues. Why should she have to keep answering the same questions over and over?" Others, however, saw the walkout as unprofessional. If you're in the public eye, you can't just pick and choose what parts of your past people bring up, another commenter posted. She knew this question would come eventually. The clip quickly went viral, with memes of Teresa's iconic table flip resurfacing to highlight her latest dramatic exit. Why taxes still haunt Teresa? Part of why the interview spiraled is that Teresa's financial history is inseparable from her public persona. Her 2013 conviction for fraud and subsequent prison sentence remain some of the most talked about scandals in Housewives history. Though she has long maintained that she was unaware of the extent of her ex-husband Giudice's financial dealings, Teresa ultimately pleaded guilty to charges that included bankruptcy fraud and mail fraud. She served 11 months in prison in 2015, a stint that forever altered her life and reality TV storyline. Since then, Teresa has worked hard to rebuild her image, writing books, competing on Dancing with the Stars, and showing vulnerability about her past mistakes. But as this week's TV debacle proved, her financial history continues to trail behind her, no matter how much she tries to leave it in the past. A pattern of fiery exits. Interestingly, this isn't the first time Teresa has cut an interview short. In 2022, during a promotional stop for her wedding special, she bristled at questions about her relationship with her brother Joe Gorga and sister-in-law Melissa. That appearance ended in tense silence and thin smiles, with Teresa later accusing the media of trying to stir drama. Her exit this week, however, seemed less about family feuds and more about raw frustration with being defined by her mistakes. Teresa has said repeatedly that she doesn't want her legacy tied only to her prison sentence, and moments like this show just how sensitive that subject remains. The aftermath, damage control. By the afternoon, Teresa's team released a statement attempting to smooth things over. Teresa is deeply proud of how far she's come since her legal troubles and continues to focus on her family and future. The statement read, "She appreciates the opportunity to share her journey, but she deserves respect when it comes to moving forward." Behind the scenes, insiders revealed that Teresa felt blindsided by the question, believing the interview would stay focused on her current projects. Some close to her suggested that walking out was a power move meant to remind the media that she sets the boundaries now. What this means for Teresa's brand. Teresa's brand has always been built on resilience. She survived scandals that might have destroyed others, financial ruin, prison time, and a very public divorce. Instead of fading into obscurity, she doubled down, returning to Bravo as one of the most recognizable housewives ever. The walkout, while controversial, might only reinforce her reputation as a no-nonsense star who won't tolerate shade. For her fans, it's another example of Teresa refusing to play by the rules. For her critics, it's a sign that she still struggles with accountability. Either way, people are talking about her, and in reality TV, that's often the only thing that matters.